Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin' Reviews. So you might be wondering why I'm making a video again. It's not like I'm going to make so many videos this month, like I said. If I did that, I would just be lying to you and clickbaiting the hell out of this stuff. But I thought I would talk about this movie because I did get the chance to see it and I was like, got a few thoughts on this movie, why don't I talk about it, and then we'll go back to taking a break. So this movie that I'm talking about is Wakanda Forever, which is the sequel to Black Panther, which I must admit was a movie that I really enjoyed. Like, that was in the era when I really liked Marvel. But if you've seen my Thor Love and Thunder review, if you saw maybe when I talked about how Spider-Man No Way Home blew Shang-Chi Eternals, Black Widow out of the water and all of that, you can just imagine that I haven't really been the biggest fan of the MCU as of late. In saying that, I haven't even seen She-Hulk. I don't have Disney Plus anymore, so I've kinda pulled the plug, as they say, on the MCU. And so if you're expecting this to be a positive review, then this is not the video for you, right? So the thing is, right, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is basically the sequel to the original one. But the thing is, right, this movie is 2 hours 40 minutes, right? Spider-Man No Way Home was 2.5 hours. Lord of the Rings, 3 hours. Extended editions, 4 hours. You had really good movies that are long. This one, with the 20-minute ads on top of that, before that, and then the movie starts, and then 2 hours 40. You're looking at 3 hours here. You've got a lot of you're slogging around, you're messing around, you're filling in time because you need to spend more time, and you don't care about the quality so much. You're just here to fill in time and get people in the seats more, get more money up, right? I don't even know how much this is going to do at the box office. If it is a box office flop, it is going to really show how they need to take a bit of a step back and realise that they kind of had an era of quality over quantity, and that is kind of Black Panther Wakanda Forever here, because I did say that it is too long of a film. You could have made it work, and it also just feels like a tribute to T'Challa, right? And Chadwick Boseman, right? I know, right? I was really upset when he died, and it was really sad. But it was 2 years ago now, and so when you have this movie that comes out probably 2 years after he died, and then it and in the I don't want to try and spoil it, but it just feels like it's vague as to, like, it's kind of like they vaguely, like, at the start kind of say, oh, he's dead or whatever, and it just like that whole, it didn't make sense with that. The Namor stuff with this character as like the villain, that did not make a lot of sense, because we just learnt about this guy in the first place. And if you're gonna introduce a character right away and not really, they tried to give him an origin story, but prior to this there was no build up. We just launched straight into it, and you're just sitting there, what the hell? And I remember sitting in this theatre being like, right, I kind of falling asleep, because the first half of this film is at least a drag for me. I remember with Thor Love and Thunder, I was like, for an hour I was really bored, and I checked the time. And you know what I want to say about this film? I checked the time as well. I checked the time, and it was 10:30. So we're already about an hour into this movie, and I just oh my lord, it's just, the biggest problem I have with this is the running time. But the filler aspect of introducing Iron Heart, or the Iron Man girl thing, introducing Namor without barely any context. It reminds me of the Eternals, where you had all these characters that you just introduce right away, but you don't actually explain it so much. You just throw it in there, expect people to like it. And people, right, if you think about it, right, not every moviegoer reads comic books, do they? You know, you'll have the nerds and the consumers, and no matter what I say about this movie, people are still going to eat this up, and I understand that. But when you have a general audience, right, like think about this, right, think about this. You have a general audience of people who are just average moviegoers who probably don't really read the comics, they just want to see a movie and kind of just, you know, they might have had this hard day at work, go to see this film, then boom, Namor, Iron Heart. And like, who the hell is that? What? Right? You've confused your fans now and you're just like, what have we done? But you're proud of it because you've added all this in here like it's some achievement where you have added so much to this film to the point where it feels like because you've added so much it means it's great. No, it just takes up time, and the whole thing just, there was just like in the whole thing, you know, that the Shuri, she becomes Black Panther, and honestly it kind of felt obvious that she was going to become Black Panther. I thought the movie was going somewhere interesting after that 1 hour kicked in, when I was kind of bored. But really, man, it just wasn't satisfying. And I know there's like this one guy who said, oh, this is returning form, this is putting the MCU back on track. No, it's not, man. And I'm not excited for the future. I'm absolutely would not be, I would actually be fine with skipping majority of the next few movies, because all I know is, right, maybe I'll be wrong about this, but this could just turn into a really oversaturated franchise even more, and the more movies that come out, the worse it will get, because you just have so much content and you're going to make people think about 20 million characters or something straight from the comics. Yeah, you're trying to adapt for the comics, that's what you're supposed to do. But when you think about the general audience, like I said, not everyone's going to read the comics. They just want to go to the cinemas and have a good time. And think about it, right? A lot of people have like short attention span. So if you have a short attention span, I do not recommend this film whatsoever. And so, with that said, just to summarise, basically the way I saw this film was that I didn't like the runtime. I thought that it was really just filling in the gaps and trying to introduce all of this stuff. It has the whole thing with Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, I think it's sad, but wasn't he sad in the movie? I wasn't sad in the theatres, my sister was. But wasn't he sad? Because I knew it was sad, but it didn't feel satisfying, because like the movie relies on these other people, and it's... that's it. I can't really say much other than that. I'm sorry if anybody's like really mad that doesn't like the fact that I didn't like the film. I can't do anything about it. Don't expect me to like everything. Right, we're gonna have those Top Gun Maverick moments. We're gonna have Spider-Man No Way Home, but then we're gonna have Thor: Love and Thunder and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and that is where I'm gonna leave this. So, from now on, I'll probably still make less content, and I try not to fidget around, because I noticed that in my videos I'm like, moving around, and it makes it look a bit obnoxious and weird when I do that. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the film, so I'll see you in the next few weeks when I come back to the Jane Ramlin show. Thought I'd just get this out of the way. So yeah, see ya later, alligator. Wakanda is not forever. Ha ha ha.